Counters. A counter in a PLC can count either up or down depending on the specific requirements of the application. It typically consists of a counter input, a count enable input, a reset input, and a counted output. The counter input receives the signal or input that triggers the counting operation. The count enable input determines whether the counter should count or not. The reset input is used to reset the counter to its initial value, typically 0. Finally, the counted output represents the current count value. A counter is a PLC instruction that either increments, counts up, or decrements, counts down, an int, eager number value when prompted by the transition of a bit from 0 to 1, false to true. Counter instructions come in three basic types. Up counters. Down counters. Up/down counters. Both up and down counter instructions have single inputs for triggering counts, whereas up/down counters have two trigger inputs, one to make the counter increment and one to make the counter decrement. Up counter. Up counter counts from 0 to the preset value. Basically, it increases the pulse or number. Up counter is known as the CTU or CNT or CC or center. Up counter function block diagram. We can also set the initial and target value as an input to the counter. Here, the up counter in PLC can count the value from the initial value to the target value. This initial value must be less than the target value. Most of the time, it is set as 0. The down counter counts from the preset value to 0. It decreases the pulse or number. Down counter is shortly known as the CTD or CD. Down counter function block diagram. The down counter counts from target value to the initial value by decreasing it. This initial value must be less than the target value. The up-down counter counts the value from 0 to the preset value or from the preset value to 0. In other words, this counter can be act as down counter or up counter. Up-down counter is known as XOOD. For the bidirectional and quadrature operation mode, the up-down counter is selected depending on the status, high or low, of the specified count input terminal. Up-down counter function block diagram. In PLC programming, the up/down counter instruction is mostly used for the increment and decrement counting pulse or units.